What do you hear? Is it on a report date? I mean, because rubber is going to have to meet the road very, very soon. I mean, the amount of time that the NFL has had to wait and see how the circumstances of the virus on the ground could affect their season. What are you hearing about? A full-on report date late July 28th is a date that's been thrown out there. What are you hearing on that front, Ian?
Yeah, sounds like July 28th is the date. And that was actually the original date. And I'd made way too many phone calls to try to figure out when players are going to report, only to be told yesterday that there's been no change. So basically, teams are going to report the 28th, and they'll kind of just start going. And, you know, I'll be curious to see if the NFLPA mandates a ramp-up period. Like, okay, for the first week, you can't do football, or for the first week, it's only strength and conditioning. I don't know. But this is why I think it's going to go slow. And then this is why there's probably going to be only 2 or maybe less preseason games, because it's going to take a while to build back up to football where everyone's kind of safe. And I would say this, just kind of go back to one of the things you mentioned before, Rich. You know, I don't like, let's say that something happens where it goes bad, where just there's an outbreak and just a lot of players are testing positive. I don't know when there is a point they would say, okay, we're shutting it down. Like, that's what of all the questions I've asked, that's been one that there's been no answer. You know, they're going to do everything right. They're going to administer the protocols. They're going to test. There's going to be positive. Those guys will be isolated. They'll be quarantined. I just don't know what happens if there is a worst-case scenario, and let's just all hope, for those of us who love football, that it never happens.
And are you hearing about, different types of newfangled testing or new, like the NBA, again, is going to have the players wearing a magic ring around their wrists that's normally used to open doors and things like that and gain access in Disney World. They're going to outfit it for some sort of coronavirus test, tracking or awareness system. Are you hearing anything about that, Ian? At all?
No. I feel like those are, not to minimize the scientific progress that those associated with that development have made, but doesn't that seem like those brass bands that they have infomercials for? They're like, okay, this brass band is going to make sure I'm healthy. Or like, who knows?
I don't know.
No.
You like that one, Chris?
Are those like the sleeves, the copper sleeves, like those?
Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Copper, not brass. Right.
Yeah.
I just don't know. I just think that the NFL has so many ins and so much, money to be able to throw at this that we're going to find something out. I don't know. Maybe that's just, hoping for too much. But it does seem, again, I haven't heard a single soul saying this isn't, we need to be, we're going to push it. We're going to delay it. I haven't heard that at all. Zero. Except for the fact that today.
The only people I've heard that have talked about that have been really just head coaches who are nervous, but in people really in power, no one has said that. Whereas, like you mentioned, the lockout, like at the time, it was always like, get ready to miss games, prepare for anything, and then they didn't miss any games, and it was like, okay. But this has been the opposite. Every person in power that I ask on all sides says they're going to play.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.